Okay guys, so in today's lesson we are going to learn about how to be a good money saver. And this lesson is going to have to do with economy. So these are some tips that you should take in mind to be resourceful and a good money saver with money when it comes to having money. Number 1, you should not spend your money on unnecessary things because, for example, a lot of unnecessary things can get expensive. So unless there's something that is necessary to have, you should spend your money or use the money wisely. So, does anybody have any questions? Whose phone just went out like that? You sir in the back. Was that your phone that just rang off like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, I knew that would be your phone. Okay, you're gonna have to turn your phone off. Or put it on silent, or do not disturb. I don't want to hear that sound again.
That was my dad. I had to call him.
Oh, you were just calling your father.
Yeah, I had to call him.
Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're calling your mom or your father. If your father wants, he can call the school if he wants. But it doesn't matter if it's an emergency. Unless it's for an emergency, the use of cell phones are not allowed in this class. It's not permitted here. So please put your phone on silent. I don't want to hear that ringtone again. Okay guys, as I was saying, does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions at the moment? If there's no questions at the moment, we can always ask questions later. So there's no questions at the moment, right? Alright. So like I was saying, it's important to be resourceful with your money because you're going to have to need money for a lot of things. You're going to have to need money to buy a house in the future. If you want to plan to buy a house, you're going to need a lot of money, like thousands or $100,000s of dollars to buy a house. And also, not only that, but you're going to have to need a lot of money to pay your rent. Once a month, you're going to have to pay a lot of rent. It depends on how much your house costs. So you're going to have to pay hundreds of dollars for your rent. Because if you don't have money to pay your rent, you're going to go homeless. And you're going to be evicted from your house. Or apartment, whatever you want to call it. Whose phone just went off like that again? Excuse me, sir, in the back. Was that your phone off again? Was that your phone again?
Sorry, miss. I didn't know if you were going to react to it.
Okay. I'm going to let it slide this time, okay? But if I hear it again, I'm going to have to take it, okay? So please, keep it off silent, okay? Okay, sorry about that, guys. So, like I was saying, you're going to have to need like hundreds or thousands of dollars. And I mean thousands of dollars to buy a house if you're planning to move out to get a house or an apartment, whatever you want to call it, whatever you're planning to buy, wherever you're planning to live. Houses can be very expensive. And not only you're going to buy a house, the money is not going to be needed for a house not only, but however, you're going to have to pay rent also. Rent is about like $300, $200, or it can also be like thousands of dollars. But it could depend on how much the house or apartment that you buy. It could depend on the price of the house or apartment that you buy. Without the rent money, you can go homeless or get evicted. For example, you have to pay a lot of bills. For example, you're going to have to pay a lot of bills like the mortgage, the internet, the light, the water, the gas, and all that other stuff. And also, if you're going to go to the store to get groceries, you're going to have to need a lot of money for it. If you're going to need groceries, you're going to need like hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Or even thousands, depending on how much stuff you're going to plan buying on the store. The same thing also applies for stuff like shoes, clothes, other assemblies like furniture, technology, all that other stuff. And also, some things can always be that cheap because some things can be expensive, like cost like thousands of dollars, hundred thousands, or almost $1,000,000. And you don't want to spend all your money on buying expensive crap. Because then, like I said, I mentioned this before, you will one day go bankrupt. And you will end up without money. And you will have to beg in the streets for money. Or maybe get a job. And you do not want to beg people for the streets for money. Because the more you beg, the little the amount gets. Okay, whose phone went out like that? Okay, you know what? That's it. Give me your phone, sir.
No, ma'am. I was just texting my dad. Please, give me back my phone. I will pay attention.
Well, too bad. It's my phone now, and you will get it back after class. Now pay attention to the lesson.